This is the Nanlite Pavotube II XR, and this is the Nanlite Pavoslim 120C. And in this video, I'm going to review these lights in a real-world shoot. Hi, I'm Ken from Just Married Photography, and as a wedding photographer and a portrait photographer and a content creator, I'm constantly seeking innovative lighting solutions to help elevate my photography and videography. Now, recently I had the chance to explore the use of the Nanlite Pavotube II 30XR and the Nanlite Pavoslim 120C. So let's see how it did. Now for the rest of this video, because it's such a mouthful, I'm just gonna call them the Pavotubes and the Pavoslim. And spoiler alert, both of these two LED light systems have become a fantastic addition to my creative arsenal, and I highly recommend them. But first, let's talk about what you get with these lights, because there are some limitations. So now out of the box, the Pavotube comes with two 4-foot LED tube lights. There's two power adapters, one for each tube light. There's mounting accessories, plus there's the user manual. And then the Pavoslim, the 120C, comes with the LED panel, which is a 24 by 12 inch LED panel. It already comes with a diffusion box attached, which you can also remove, and it comes with a grid. It comes with the control unit, the AC adapter to the wall power, and a power cable from the control unit to the LED panel. And it comes with a V-mount clamp, allowing you to be able to mount the control unit to a light stand. And of course, it also comes with the user manual. Now first, let's talk about the Pavotube. How does the Pavotube measure up, and what does it have? The Pavotube is an amazing LED system that packs a powerful punch, plus great feature sets. It has amazing color accuracy, CRA of 97. You can adjust the color temperature from 2700 Kelvin to 12,000 Kelvin. It also allows you to be able to manipulate the green magenta cast, and it has this thing called pixel effects and HSI coloring also that allows you to be able to do these weird color effects and funky lighting effects using like RGB lights and that type of stuff. I personally already used the Pavotubes in my own photography in studio, not only to light the background and provide a pop of color, but also to provide interesting lighting effects on the models that I was shooting. Now, if you're into wireless stuff, the Pavotubes can be controlled using a wireless remote control. You can purchase that separately, or you can also install and download the Nanlite Bluetooth app on your phone that controls the Pavotubes. Now the lights come with a 1/4 inch mounting hole at the base of the light. There's only one at the bottom, but then there's also two 1/4 inch mounting holes on either sides of the light. And those 1/4 inch mounting holes on the sides are meant for ringlets, so you can hang the lights essentially. Now, one little thing about the 1/4 inch mounting hole at the base of the unit is that this works fine if you're mounting the Pavotubes on floor stands and standing them vertically, because then at 4 feet, the Pavotubes are, sitting at around, the control unit is sitting at around eye level. But if you were to put them on light stands with any height whatsoever, the controls tend to be much higher and you end up having to reach for it if you're especially shorter. Now, power-wise, it gives out about 746 lux at 3.3 feet, which is okay for power, but it's not powerful enough to be able to light the subject if you're competing against strong directional sunlight, for instance. But it's great if you're indoors, it's great if you're using a controlled environment. Those situations, the Pavotube is fantastic. Great for dark situations, great for things that are like dark backgrounds, that type of vibe, excellent usage. But if you're thinking of using this for outdoor situations or if you're shooting with strong directional window light, the Pavotubes probably won't be powerful enough to make a difference. So now let's talk about the Pavoslim. The Pavoslim 120C is an LED panel lighting system, which is a 24 by 12 inch panel. It's very soft already, but the diffusion box itself makes it even softer. And the best thing about this light system is that you can get a powerful punch of power for a very slim form factor. That said, the Pavoslim does trade off its slim form factor for a slight reduction in the softness of light, compared to say like a cob light, LED light with like maybe a 40-inch softbox. I mean, it's soft, but it's not that soft. At times, I found that the Pavoslim was kind of sitting right between a harsh light versus a very, very soft light. So it was soft, but maybe not quite as soft. And the best workaround for me was actually just to move the light a little closer to the subject and then turn down the intensity of the light. And that worked quite well. I did try shooting through a diffusion panel, but then of course I was losing that whole benefit of the slim form factor of the Pavoslim. And you know, as you're shooting through a diffusion panel, you lose quite a lot of the power of the light. I did find that the Pavotube and the Pavoslim both are super flexible for use. Now, speaking about power, the way that you power the Pavotubes and the Pavoslim is that the Pavotubes have an internal battery that you can recharge. And I found it lasted about 2 hours for me at full power. And in terms of the Pavoslim, you can plug that into the wall for unlimited power through the day, which is fantastic. Or you can also buy a separate V-mount battery and power your Pavoslim that way. So very flexible. The Pavoslim also comes with all the cool lighting effects that the Pavotube does, minus the pixel effects. But it also has another feature called gel effects. So yes, the Pavoslim can also do all the HSI coloring, RGB lights, but it also has a feature called gel lights, which basically allows you to be able to mimic using gels on your lights and gives you very distinctive coloring options. You can also control the color temperature of the light from 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin when you're in CRT mode. You can also manage the Pavoslim using the wireless Nanlite Bluetooth app, same as the Pavotubes. Both of the two lights, the Pavotubes and the Pavoslim, for me were very intuitive, easy to use, plug and play basically. I didn't really have to reference the manual whatsoever when I was pulling it out and just using it right out of the box. Now let's get real about real world situation lighting. How powerful are these lights, and can they stand up to the weather elements? Well, the answer to that is they can hold their own in certain situations, but both of the lights are not powerful enough to be able to do significant difference or make a significant difference for the lighting if you were shooting with them in broad daylight or direct sunlight. I did have the chance to take the Pavoslim on a real world situation shoot where it was cloudy. I was shooting at around ISO 400 for that shoot. And when it started to get about blue hour-ish, then yes, the Pavoslim was able to be powerful enough to be visible and make a difference for filling in the subject. But otherwise, when you're shooting at anything lower than ISO 400, say ISO 200 or ISO 100, when you're shooting in situations where it's very strong sunlight, probably not going to get very much bang for your buck from the Pavoslim for power, so it's not quite powerful enough for that outdoors. And the other thing too is that both of the lights are not weather sealed, so you should probably be cautious about using them outdoors where there's potential weather concerns. I also found that the Pavoslim was a little bit top heavy with the LED panels, so just keep that in mind. You definitely want to weigh that down with some sandbags, or potentially even use the control box a little lower on the light stand to act as a counterweight. Now, if you're like me and you're a wedding photographer and you're wondering whether you could use these lights for your shoots, I would probably not use these for weddings, because if you're trying to light larger groups, say for instance, large bridal parties or group shots, or maybe if you're trying to light like a larger area, such as like a dance floor, the lights may not be powerful enough for that. The Pavotubes, I doubt, would be powerful enough to light a large dance floor. The Pavoslim may be able to get by with it, but there are probably better options for that. And as a wedding photographer, if I'm shooting outdoors in the sunlight, I'm still gonna fall back to using my strobes, because I need that flexibility and I need that power to be able to overcome the sunlight. But for every other creative portraiture situations, such as shooting boudoir or glamour photography, bridal portraits, or if I'm shooting in, say, a bridal prep situation, and I just needed like some creative lighting and it's a controlled indoor situation, the Nanlite Pavotubes would be fantastic for that. The other thing too is that I found that with the Pavoslim and the Pavotube is that both lights are made out of very high quality materials. You can definitely tell that they're crafted with high quality materials, and they don't feel plasticky or cheap at all. Another fantastic feature of both of these two lights, they're both passively cooled, which means that they're very quiet and you don't have any fan noise that you have to deal with if you're recording video. So I personally can highly recommend that these lights are great for anyone who's wanting to use quality video lights for videography, for photography, and if you want to level up your game for creativity for the feature set that you're paying for, such as HSI coloring, RGB lights, these are fantastic for that. They're great for the slim form factor, their portability, and their feature set. And so with that in mind, I highly recommend these lights to you. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you're interested in using tube lights or panel lights for your photography and videography, I'd love to hear your comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content like this if you like this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.